Hello, everybody. My name's Jeremy, and I'm going to do a presentation on visualization and manifestation. Before I get into the presentation, let me start off by saying that these are my views. I'm going to share my personal experience, and I hope that you enjoy the presentation. Um, Also, before starting, I must give credit to where credit is due. When you think of visualization and manifestation, there are certain names that you think of. And I'm going to say thank you to them, because without them, I wouldn't have the bits and pieces that I've taken from each of them to form my own opinion, and to also have this experience with visualization and manifesting. So let's talk about who this presentation is for, right? If you are someone that's saying, I want to manifest my dreams, I don't think I'm doing this right. I think there is too much out there. Can you simplify it for me? And those open-minded people, this presentation is for you. I'm not going to get into touchy topics like religion, but what I will say is that I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that we're all connected in some way, shape, or form, and we're really limited by what we limit ourselves to. So that's something else to consider as I move forward in this presentation. So agenda. So we're going to define visualization and manifestation. We're going to talk about the benefits of it. We're going to talk about how, which I know that that's super important, which when I get to that slide, if you need to take notes, make sure you pause it and go back and replay it as you need to. And then I'm going to, of course, share my own personal experience with it. So let's define it, right? So quick Google search for visualize and manifest. Visualize, form a mental image of, imagine, make something visible to the eye, right? In my own words, I put having a picture of something in your head, right? Manifest, clear or obvious to the eye or mind, display or show a quality or feeling by one's acts or appearance, demonstrate. In my own words, when your senses, can validate what you can picture in your head or it has become tangible. So let's use this quick scenario, right? The young lady in the bottom left corner is visualizing the house that she wants. She's putting that picture in her head. She's looking at the exterior of it. She's thinking about the kitchen, the shower, how big she wants her bedrooms to be. Does she want to have a lot of yard? Does she want to have a fence? Does she want it to be in a gated community? She's putting that mental picture in her head, right? And then the family in the middle, they're taking it a step further. Not only are they putting that picture in their head, but they're feeling it. They're sitting down as if I'm already sitting on the couch. We're already sitting down watching movies. We're already downstairs in the movie room. We're already cooking and creating memories. It's that additional step that manifestation is. That's what differentiates visualizing and manifesting. And of course, the family at the end represents the outcome of visualizing and manifesting. Hope that makes sense. So the benefits of it. So for me, I look at the benefits of manifesting and visualizing. Literally design the life that you want. This goes back to what I said about us being super powerful via our mind. If you can visualize it, then you can do it. It doesn't matter. It truly does not matter where you come from and what you've done in your past. If you can visualize it, then you can be whatever it is that you want. You can be the dancer, you can be the stand-up comedian, you can be the surgeon, you can be the lawyer, you can be the CEO, you can be the best-selling author, you can be the TV host. Whatever it is you want, you can truly manifest it. And don't sell yourself short. Again, it really doesn't matter what you've been through in your past or where you may have started. You can do anything. Take it from somebody who had humble beginnings. Benefits. So peace, right? Find the love of your life. Uh, Acquire wisdom and be that person that everybody can um, get wisdom from in time of need. Have that health that you want, that body that you want, that mental ability, that intellect, that intelligence, whatever it is that you want, the wealth, the prosperity, leaving a legacy. These are all things that you can get through visualizing and manifesting. I'll tell you, for me, um, peace, love, health, and wealth. Those are things, and wisdom. Those are things that I always visualize and manifest because it's truly what I want in order for me to leave a legacy to those that come behind me. So no matter what it is, again, you can manifest your dreams. All right, the how. So this is the part where it's a lot. I get it. If you have to pause and take notes, feel free to do so. I'm going to read off a list that I created, which will hopefully help you see the process of it, and then we'll go and talk about the individual pictures that I have here. So, intention, time, grounding exercises, meditation or visualizing, speaking, invoke the feeling, let it go, keep that feeling as you move throughout life. Lessons come in the form of people and circumstances, and you must go through that in order to get what you want, which is manifestation. And then think before you act. Think before you act. Okay, so let's go through it. So intention, keep in mind what your intention is when you're manifesting. Be careful what you ask for because, again, you are truly a powerful individual. Your mind can do so many things. It's ridiculous. Your intention always goes out into the universe and comes back. It will not come back in the same way that it left, but it will always come back. So keep in mind your intention when visualizing and manifesting. Time. Do not rush the unfolding of what it is that you want. If you rush it, then you may not be ready to receive what you have manifested, and you will probably lose it. So patience, patience, patience. That's one of the hardest parts. When you start to visualize and manifest, you will not get it the next day. You may not get it the next month. You may not get it the next year. But if you stay consistent with this process, it will happen. I believe you can speak things into existence. Jay-Z, I love that quote because it suggests the importance of believing it and speaking it, right? And before we get there, let's go into grounding exercises. Some of these pictures you've seen before, so especially if you watch the video of mine. Grounding exercises simply allow you to have a focal point in the present, which is your senses, in order to calm down or reduce your internal noise. What do I mean by that? We have a million thoughts that are going on in our mind. And in order for us to visualize or have a clear picture of what it is that we want in our mind, we have to calm down that noise. And if you search throughout my channel, you'll be able to see multiple videos on grounding exercises. But a high-level overview is you use your senses. So for me, I use touch, I use smell, and I use sound or hearing, right? I light a candle to smell the candle. Of course, I don't put it close enough so that I burn myself. I grab a necklace or a bracelet or something I can hold in my hand, and I feel the texture of it, and then I play soft music or nature sounds in the background. I close my eyes, I listen to it, I feel the text, listen to the music, I feel the texture of whatever it is I'm holding, and then I smell the incense or the candle, and then sooner or later, everything calms down, right? The next step, visualizing or manifesting. So I want you to look at the picture of Saturn, and I want you to look at the ring and then the body of the planet. right? The ring of Saturn, or the rings of Saturn, I want you to use that as a boundary or a safe space that you create. So put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Dedicate a specific time of day to visualizing and meditation, excuse me. Say, hey, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do is I visualize and I go into meditation. If I don't answer your call, please don't be alarmed or feel offended. That's that boundary that you have to create, because when you go into visualizing and manifesting, you don't want anything to disrupt you, right? So again, create that safe boundary and that safe space. The body of Saturn is when you go into meditation, when you go into visualizing. In order for anything to get to you, they have to go through that boundary. Makes sense? The picture in the bottom left corner, visualize. I mean, get super creative, down to the T of exactly what it is that you want. When you want to manifest that house, I'm saying house, house, house. That means I'm really going to get my house later on this year. When you when you visualize that house, down to the doorknobs, down to the kitchen, down to the shower, down to the furniture, the pictures. Be creative, go crazy with it. Visualize exactly what it is that you want. But again, be mindful. You really, 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 really have to be careful, because again, if you visualize something, it's going to come back. You have to give it the time, but it will come back to you. And then the picture of the young lady, you see how she has that feeling of, yes, I got it, it's mine. You know, I already know I'm going to get it. I don't care the time frame that it takes. I don't care what I have to go through. I know exactly what it feels like. I know if somebody were to pick up the phone and call me right now, that feeling that I would get if whatever it is was on the other side of that phone call, that's what you have to have. You know, you have to speak it. You have to feel it. That's the biggest part, in my opinion, of visualizing and manifesting, right? Once you've grounded yourself into the present to have that clarity to be able to visualize, you've created that boundary, right? You visualize it down to a T. I have to feel it, you know? No, I don't know what it's like to be a homeowner because I've never owned a home, but I can imagine what it would feel like to have my own place, to be able to listen to movies as loud as I want and not really have to be concerned about my neighbors, you know? I can imagine or feel hitting the button to my garage door opener to open the garage for me to drive in. You know, I can feel what it would be like to sign papers for something that's super exciting for me, you know? You have to keep that feeling all the time. It's not easy, but it's possible. It is doable. And then another difficult part, sorry, let it go. You can't obsess over it, right? You have to give it time. You have to maintain the feeling, but not obsess over it. And when you have that feeling, allow it to be in general terms or in a general feeling, not so specific as if you were visualizing it. There's a difference, right? I'm visualizing it to a T. I'm manifesting or feeling it in general terms, right? I don't necessarily have to feel the brass knob on the faucet, but I know what it's like to be in a shower that has the best pressure on in it with the right temperature, right? That's general feeling, but specific visualizing. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to obsess over it every single day. I'm not going to obsess over it every single moment. You know, I'm just going to let it go because I have the feeling. I know that it's already done. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to be concerned with the how or the when because I know that it's already done, right? To go back, there's nothing wrong with if you're doing a house, we'll just stick with that example. If you go drive into the subdivision that you want, you know, that's a part of invoking the feeling that goes along with it. There's nothing wrong with you going to the car lot. Just be careful. There's nothing wrong with you walking on the campus of the school that you want to walk or go to. There's nothing wrong with you um, buying little trinkets of whatever it is that you want to manifest. You know, for example, in my meditation space, I have a singing bowl. Eventually, I'm going to have a space where I create videos to help people meditate with a bunch of singing bowls. So I have one. So I bought one to again invoke that feeling of being able to create videos for people to help them meditate. You know, bottom right corner, balance and hole in the wall. So you really have to balance that general feeling of whatever it is you want with not obsessing and letting it go, right? It's almost as if you're kind of teeter-tottering, but you kind of just have to go with the flow, go with the unfolding. And it's not easy, but I promise if you grasp onto that general feeling of, I got it, I know that it's already mine, and you let it go, it will happen. But the thing about it is, it comes to you disguised as something that you would never imagine it to be. um, People and circumstances bring you lessons for you to learn, which in fact have what you want to manifest on the other side. You know, it's so crazy because you would think the most something in 180 degrees in the opposite of direction of what you're trying to manifest will be the exact thing that you need in order to get what you want. It's so crazy. And sometimes people, oh gosh, you might have somebody that's getting on your nerves so bad, but you have to be able to recognize the lesson in whatever it is that you're going through, excuse me. So that way, on the other side, when you've learned that lesson and you're applying it, you're like, oh, okay, well, that does make sense. In order for me to be a teacher, I kind of do have to be patient, you know? But that goes to the hole in the wall, right? When that circumstance or when that person is coming at you in a way that you would not imagine, you kind of sort of have to position yourself in a way that's like, oh, I see the way that this is shaping up. Let me get in position. Let me assume the position and keep that balance of, you know, I'm going to let it go. I know that it's already mine, but I'm just going to assume the position and fold into what I need to, take the lesson, apply the lesson, and move on. And of course, last but not least, think before you act. It's so important to be self-aware as you release what you want to manifest, because again, when things come to you in the form of people and circumstances that are disguised to grant you access to what you want, when you are in the moment in that situation, you may not be thinking, oh, I should probably not react a certain way. Because again, the things that you say, the things that you visualize, the things that your intentions go out into the universe and come back in. And the last thing that you want is to be on the brink of manifesting your dreams and for you to have a hiccup that sends off something that disrupts what you've been working so hard on. It's not easy, but it's so possible. So let me run that list by you again. Keep in mind your intention, time, be patient, be patient, be patient, grounding exercises, create that clarity in your mind and reduce that internal noise, visualize or meditation, visualize specifics, feel general terms or generally, excuse me, let it go. Once you let it go, and in the process, excuse me, before you let it go, speak it, you know, as if it's already done. Feel it as if it's already done, and then let it go. Once you let it go, keep that feeling around you. Wear it like a jacket when it's cold. Keep it with you all the time. Lessons come in the form of people and circumstances, so be mindful because what you want might be on the other side. Keep that balance, you know, and then also be mindful of your posture and what you're going through. and then think before you act. If you need to go back and replay that, make sure you do it. All right, so my own personal experience. So you the love of my life, you're the love of my life. One of the things that I do to kind of disconnect, really random, as I go to Walmart. I can spend hours in Walmart and just disconnect from the world. It's kind of like I mentally disconnect and I just kind of roam around, and then I end up spending $300, which that's what Walmart is good for. Hence why they're number one on Fortune 500. But every time somebody would call me, why are you in Walmart? You're always in Walmart. When are you not in Walmart? Right? And one of my friends said, you know what? You're going to end up finding the love of your life in Walmart and you don't even realize it. Well, I didn't think about it, I kind of just let it go. It would feel good to be with whoever was going to love me the way that I should be loved and that I could treat well and do the same thing in a reciprocal relationship. And what do you know? Ended up meeting somebody that at that time was working for Walmart and had been working for Walmart for quite some time. It's so crazy. I would have never thought that this person would have been working at Walmart. That's not something that that I would have thought. But again, people and circumstances come disguised, not in the way that you think it should be, but they do, right? Car. I wanted a Kia Sorento because it was good value, good warranty. It wasn't that expensive and it had the features that I want. So what would I do? I would watch YouTube videos, people doing different reviews on it. I would go to the car dealership at night, which I'm thankful that nobody ever caught me or I didn't get in trouble. And, after, going through the motions, doing my part, saving and making sure that my credit was good, I got it. Color, features, price, everything that I wanted. And it felt exactly how I imagined it to feel, right? Unexpected money. When you go to the mailbox or when you check your email, don't think, oh, I got another bill. Here's another bill. I don't have the money. No, think money comes to me freely and frequently and I manage it well. Keep that feeling of wealth and prosperity and watch things start to shift. Remember, give it time and remember your intention, but things will shift. I feel like my purpose in life is to help people operate at their highest potential to live their best life, and in fact, I say that I'm a highly effective author, coach, speaker, and trainer, and I travel safely around the world to help people operate at their highest potential. And, I visualize what that feels. I visualize it, right? And I feel it, and then I let it go. And of course, I do my part. I go to school so that way I can get the education that I need. I, try to maintain a good image, et cetera, et cetera. I've let it go because I already know that it's going to happen and I just have to be patient, but it's coming, It comes where people that I work with, I help them solve little problems that are not related to work, or I give people encouragement, or I write little things on Instagram and I post it and people are like, oh my gosh, I needed that, It's those small things that happen. And one day I could interact with somebody who may not be my favorite person, and they may be the exact thing that I need in order to manifest that life, The house. I am not a house owner. I have no idea what it feels like to be a house owner, but I know how I would feel when I turn that key for the first time and that house is mine. I can imagine what it's like to be able to play my music and my movies as loud as I want without having to worry about my neighbors. I can imagine and feel being able to go downstairs and be in my yoga studio or my creativity room, or go upstairs and get in my platform bed, to be able to get into my shower that has amazing pressure and is the right temperature. Like I can feel it and I'm letting it go. I'm doing my part, of course, by making sure that I spend wisely, I budget and keep my credit where it should be and all that kind of good stuff. I'm patient. Gets a little bit frustrating sometimes, but I know that it's coming, right? I'm going to travel all over the world. I'm going to go to different countries. I'm going to see different people, experience different cultures, create memories. You know, I'm going to fly all over the place. I'm going to go to monasteries. I'm going to take beautiful pictures, take videos. I'm going to be present in the moment, all of those things, right? But before I get there, I must do it in the present, which is why grounding and visualizing is important. So I have my meditation space. I have my vision board, excuse me. And, you know, sometimes I'll just sit there and just look at it, you know, and I invoke that feeling. So I hope that this presentation has helped. I know that it's probably a little bit longer than I intended it to be, but it's another passionate subject of mine. But I know that this is going to help you. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and speak that this is going to help thousands, if not millions of people be opened up to the process and the possibility that you can manifest the dreams, um, the life of your dreams. You can do it. It is possible. And you are only limited by your mind. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter the circumstance that you started in. You can do it. I started off where my mom, single parent household. We grew up in a 500 square foot trailer, 2.5, 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. And I know that one day I'm going to have this beautiful house that she and I and, you know, my family are going to create so many memories at, you know. I know that feeling. I know that it's already done. I'm speaking it as if it's already done. I'm not obsessing over it, but I'm I refuse. I refuse to let it go. And you know, one day I'm going to do a video on it and I'm going to share it with you guys. Again, I hope that this has been helpful to you. If you feel that somebody can benefit from it, feel free to share this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you and best wishes. Have a great day.